I will remember funny little things about you.
RaY GaLiNdo, and it is because of RaY that we have JiM McBride. You guys are old friends?
Yes,
We got with 3 years for about 21 years.
25.
Blackjack, huh? How'd you guys meet?
Selling books.
Okay, actually, yeah, I met him on Bleecker Street years ago in front of Kenny's Castaways. You know, it used to be like street vendors.
Really?
Yeah.
And you
so
just clicked
we kinda,
right away?
We kind of froze together, and
Right.
we opened the store a few years later.
We survived West 4th Street.
Yeah, we survived.
Wow.
But I don't want to dwell on that too much, because that's that's another lifetime, man.
But you've remained friends.
Well, yeah, we're actually
Right.
best friends, actually.
Oh, yeah.
We post by each other, and, you know.
That's so nice.
We
Well,
chop a bottle of scotch together every now and then.
Right. Well,
What? Wow.
when RaY relocated back to New York from Florida, he moved to Jersey City where I lived, and now he's my neighbor.
Oh, so you lived in the village, and then did you always live in Jersey?
Me? No.
Wow.
You know,
Traitor.
when I was in Tampa, I was trying, like after college, I was trying for 4 years, you know, to get the hell out of there.
Right.
But I needed like a base of operations or something. So I called up JiM, and JiM said, yeah, you know, you can have my floor. You know, I told him, look, in a month, if I'm not out of there in a month, I'm going to go live in the 10th circle of hell, you know, with the people over by Journal Square or something. So he helped me out, and I got it together in a month, and, you know. And that's good. You know, thanks to JiM, you know, I was able to regain.
Yeah, but Jersey, but
he's been a good friend.
Jersey City is on the way up.
Yeah, no, we know people that live there. It's a cool
Yeah, it's a cool
place.
Everything's
And it's been
accessible.
that way. A lot of artists too, right?
They are, yeah.
Well, you know, they're doing a lot of construction there now, and it's going to be a real up and coming.
Well, it's
Didn't Snooki and JWoww do their thing there?
I don't know.
Didn't they?
I think so.
They don't know.
well, you know.
Where are you guys? Come on.
I don't watch that shit.
I don't watch it either, but I mean, I know Snooki was there. Yeah, Snooki's
What's so
like,
special about her, anyway?
I don't know, she's like George Washington, I think. Snooki's
What does
left
she do?
here.
Yeah, it's like-
I mean, she's Snooki. I don't know what's so special about her,
And
but
Nicole, what did she do?
Well, now she's sober and she has a.
what did the Kardashians do? I mean,
Yeah,
she's
right?
like a Kardashian. She was on Dancing with the Stars now, I mean, I know. I don't know. Do you live in Jersey? There were
I'd rather live in New York. I'd get a lot more done.
You think?
Right.
Absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely, because I'd be here. You know, I mean, I lived in New York for 16 years, you know, and then I made the mistake of going back to Tampa. I had a great place right there, like around Times Square. And
Oh, yeah, you
And-
can't give up an apartment in New York
no, you
City.
can't. And then I went back there. It was.
I know, I have a friend that did the same thing. She had a great place in Chelsea forever. She was just having a tough time, moved to Florida, and now it's years later, and she's like, I want my apartment back. Yeah, you just can't give it up. It's like
Yeah,
a
you know,
lesson.
it's like, you know, it's an hour commute each way, you know. And
What, from
I only
Florida?
go to the city. No, right, I wish.
It's the same thing, right?
You know, from home to work, you know, it's like a commute, you know.
Yeah, but it's
hour
even
each
like
way.
that if you're from Brooklyn.
Unless I have something really important to do, like work, or come here, which is more
Aw.
important than going to work, actually.
Right.
Oh, well, that's very kind. So today you brought a mission with you, as you've done in the past, and you want to celebrate somebody that was close
I
to
want
you
to,
too.
yes, I do. I want to celebrate the life of a friend of mine that I knew for many, many years, since
And
I was
who's
18
this?
years old. And he is popularly and commonly known as Reverend RaLph.
Now, how do you know Reverend RaLph?
Well,
were you
I,
friends with Reverend
Reverend RaLph is
I never know.
Okay.
No, he never met Ralph, but I talked to him about him a lot. And Ralph was, he died on February 6th
This year?
of this year.
Like 5 minutes ago?
Like 5 minutes ago.
Oh my!
Just unexpectedly, he had been like 20 years in retirement, just working on his recording studio on his property. And
Where?
In Tampa, in Ybor
Oh,
City.
so he's from. Oh,
He
okay.
loved Ybor City. He just would not leave Ybor City, and you know.
It's a fun place. I've played there. I like Ybor
Yeah,
City.
it's okay. You know, it's a good place to be a big fish in a small pond, and I think Ralph could have really been an international star. You know, him and his brother, he had a twin brother together. They were just amazing.
Wow.
And but you know, they didn't leave Tampa, and they like it there. And But
So what happened?
they could have been phenomenal. He had a heart attack. And,
Gosh.
but he was like 20 years, in retirement, working on his
So
farm.
is his twin brother okay? Like,
Yes,
do you think he's going to have a heart attack too? 'Cause
No, I think
were they identical?
identical twins.
So you never
But
know.
you could always tell them apart because they had like a different thing about them, different look and things like that.
One,
But are there
one played
genetics
guitar,
the same?
one played guitar, one played keyboards.
Yeah, and they originally started out with cello and violin. I think
Wow.
Ralph played the cello and Richard played the violin. He still plays the violin. And then later on they got into rock and roll and Ralph took up piano. And his big influences were like Jerry Lee Lewis,
Right.
Leon Russell.
But
and
he
John
also
Lennon.
reminds me of Mott the Hoople.
Yeah, with the hat. right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the time. That was like the late 70s,
Slash.
mid 70s. He had, a very popular band in Tampa called the Freewheelers, and they were a real fun band and very popular. And when I met Ralph, it was just right after the Freewheelers. He was just kind of doing his own thing. And, I was 18 years old and, aspiring musician and all of that. Of course, I've been an aspiring musician since I was like 10 years old or something. But when I met Ralph, it all kind of became very real for me, like performing and stuff. And although I never really performed with him much, I spent a lot of time with him. I spent about 10 years straight, like just about every other day with him,
Well, before you spent it with him?
No, it was long before I knew
Well,
him.
I met you in '93.
Yeah, but anyway.
I know that year.
Yeah. So anyway, I came to New York in '89.
I know that year too.
We did some recording together, and I learned a lot from
Those
him.
are standout years, actually.
He was like 5 years older than me, and he was kind of like a mentor, and he turned me on to classical music and the blues and
Nice.
and gospel and
So should we listen to his song for a minute?
Yeah, sure. Which one we got there? Nut House Stomp?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a fun one.
We'll play it for a minute.
Yeah, play this one.
I was living in a county nut house on the bi-weekly lunar shift. That's where the Gestapo took me when my mind began to drift. I received the daily injections of Stelzine and Bellaril, and by the time that they released me, I had decided I had had my fill.
Now, Ray, after that wonderful song of your very special friend Ralph,
Nut House Stomp, yeah.
you're going to play a song for us?
Yeah, I'm gonna play a song he wrote. It's just a little one verse thing, He used to spend a lot. He used to have storefronts, in Ybor City. He was like the guy, the musician, the piano player who had these storefronts in Ybor City. Because he couldn't get an apartment. He had a baby grand piano, so and always had bands and stuff. So he couldn't very well be in an apartment. So anyway, one night in the storefront, I think he was probably he had a lot of girlfriends, and I think he was feeling a little blue because this one girlfriend was treating her dog better than she was treating him or something. So he kind of put it in song, and so he wrote this song, and I want to play it just because not very many people have heard it. I probably have the only recording of it, and I'm going to play it for you, okay? And it goes like this. It goes, I think your dog has it better than me. If I could be a dog, that's what I'd long to be. At least your dog gets to see you now and then. And even when you're bad, he still gets to be your friend. He gets to see you smile when you get home. And every now and then you toss your dog a bone. But there's no kindness for an animal like me. I guess I'll go complain to the Humane Society, because your dog has it better than me. I always love that song, Brilliant. Yeah,
That's adorable. That's adoggable.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of my favorite songs by Ralph,
Oh, Ralph. Well, Ralph is with us today for sure.
He is, and his family is watching, and I want to just kind of shout out to his sister Rose and his brother Richard, and his nephew Keith Shiva Ferrera, who just lost his mother the other day. My God, what he must be going through to lose his uncle and his mother within a week, And So just,
Yeah, I know, but
God bless you,
I know, but I just have a different opinion of that whole thing. That's just me. It's sad for us who are still here because we miss them, but we all have to go, and there's got to be something that unifies it. I just don't, it's part of life. And
Yeah, that's right.
And it's like for us, I mean, I don't want to cut anyone short of grief because I mean, I'm sad when I, lose my freaking scarf. But like, a life is different. Like, it's so sad for us because we see it from this realm, and I don't know. I know a lot of people up there, and it's like
Ralph was very important to a lot of people.
I know,
He was very important
but
to
this
me.
way he's around even more.
Yeah,
I don't know. I could be wrong.
What makes it, let me tell you something. Ralph grew up from the
Wait,
time he was
did
14.
his sister die?
No, his sister's fine.
Wait, so
No, his nephew's mother, his brother's
wife?
wife, or
Oh,
wife.
so his brother. Oh, okay.
But anyway, Ralph grew up in bars.
Did they like each other, Ralph and her?
Did they like each other?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because maybe she wanted to hang out with him.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But he like started playing in bars when he was 14 years old and stuff. They used to take like shoe polish and stuff, and give themselves sideburns and mustaches and stuff. So they could play,
he was a cool guy.
Until they got and so he took on the moniker of Reverend Ralph later on in life because of his wild, raucous, evangelistic kind of style of performing. And he was very deep and very philosophical, and he was.
And he's in a great Jerry Lee Lewis.
He was into like spiritual exploration, and he was into Hare Krishna and Christianity, and just basically advancing as a spiritual soul, and he really tried to share that, not only in his music and his performances, but with his friends and his family during intimate moments, quiet moments at home and things like that. We would read Machiavelli and Plato and things like that, And so after about 20 years of like a self-emerged, just recently, like within the last 6 months or so, and started playing for this ministry that deals with homeless people and trying to get people sober and back on track with life and stuff like that. And he really,
he made a big mark.
I had long talks with Ralph, but he stopped performing in clubs because he got tired of the drunks and the bikers and the motorcycles and the fights and the, everything that goes with bars and playing rock and roll in bars. And when you see, I don't know if you have the video, but you can see it if you go to like my Facebook or to Ralph's memorial page or to YouTube.
We'll put it on our ReW WhO page too.
Yeah, okay, great. And he found like a real fulfillment and a real satisfaction in finally being able to really serve with his music,
That's
and
amazing.
He had really, he'd stopped drinking.
Right.
And, a long time ago, 20 years ago, and he didn't really want to go out and perform much, even though people wanted him to.
Right.
But he didn't want to because there just wasn't any reason for it. What, for money, to entertain a bunch of drunks or something?
So have a cookie for Ralph.
He wanted to, here's for you, Ralph.
Yeah.
And so when he started playing for this ministry, Trinity Cafe, and so the place was Conscious. He was like back in action, man, and he was just happy that he could be in, and he just left us too soon, and I wanted to come on here today, and
You're always a good friend like that.
I wanted to give him his 15 minutes of fame.
You're always a good friend like that.
Well, actually, this is the second kind of memorial thing, the second memorial thing that you've done, because you did
Right, the one with Pavel, right?
Yeah. Pavel, yeah.
So is there a website for the Rev?
I'm the only one who has like a lot of recordings. When I was around him, I always had some tape recorders going or something, and I managed to set up a Reverb Nation page for him. So all you have to do is just go on there, Reverend RaLph Ferrera.
Nice.
You'll find him. And there's also a nice memorial page for him on Facebook, Reverend Ralph Mendoza Ferrera in memoriam. And also a page that Johnny G. Lyon, who is another popular musician in Tampa for many years, still going strong, set up for the old band of Freewheelers that I mentioned earlier. And I happened to have a Freewheelers reunion.
So if anybody wants any more info, they can go to RaY GaLiNdo as well.
They can just come to my page, and I always keep links and keep everything up to date.
Sounds good. You want to push a button for Reverend?
Yeah, sure. Let me see. What would the Reverend like? This one. No. I don't know if he liked that one. Can I do another one?
It's the gun of love.
No.
That was inappropriate.
There was a musical note there I wanted to get.
My
Yeah,
favorite
that's
one.
Ralph.
This is my favorite.
We have words for that song.
That's my favorite.
That's for Ralph.
It is. So thank you always so much, ReW WhO.
Well, thank you for having me. It's always a
Anytime,
pleasure coming on the
anytime.
show. I love what you do, and I'm hoping that people will support ReW. ReW is going through some major advancements now.
We're working on
We're
it.
needing some new equipment and some new stuff going on that's going to take some support from everyone
Thank
who benefits
you.
from your show. And I just want to say that you got to support something good.
Thank you, GaLiNdo.
All right?
And we'll be back.
And I might be able to escape the skeleton. All right.
Yeah.
my eyes, longing to love you, but I know that in